Hey, Tony, how you doing today?
Good evening, Tom. How are you?
I'm doing well. You're my third video I've recorded today, and hopefully the last one today because I'm getting kind of tired.
Definitely.
Right on. So as you're aware, I'm having a 30 vets in 30 days YouTube session going on right now, and you are my 27th episode.
Awesome. Thanks for what you're doing for the veterans.
No
and active
worries.
duty transitioning.
I enjoy it, but sometimes it takes a little time. But so today I'm talking with Tony Barber, and he is a transition service member for the Navy. My goal is put a person behind a picture of a transitioning service member on LinkedIn. I have a hashtag tomzacher Veterans Advice YouTube channel, which is where you see the full-length video of all my sessions, and a LinkedIn group with the exact same name. My only hard rule is no military profile picture because I made the rules. Also, all of these views are of myself and not associated with the company that I work for. But this video is not about me. This video is about Tony. Who's Tony?
Tony Barber is active duty Navy for 29 years. Background is in aviation maintenance. Looking forward to my next career start next year after 30 years of military service. Looking to transition about May of 2022. Open to several different things.
Awesome. Man, I gotta stop you real quick. You've been in for 29 years.
I have.
Wow. I say that's impressive. I have met a lot of people who've done that.
Yeah, Tom, I know we talked about our Veterati call. So, I came in as an E1, commissioned through the LEO program, and here I still am. I tell a lot of my young sailors come to my command, my first thought was 4 years and rock and roll out and do some college, but here I am 29 years later. And it's been a great career for me and my family.
Wow, that's impressive. I'm really excited to talk to you about this stuff. So you're available to get out in about a year from now. And what month was that?
May of 2022.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Awesome. So after your 30 years, when do you want to start work again? Or do you want to take 3-4 months off, take a little vacation, get some personal time in, and then figure out life?
I'm figuring it out right now. I've been figuring it out for the last year and a half. I've been networking. I've been talking to people. I've been participating in, the COVID-19. COVID-19 was a real pain in the butt for everybody, but it allowed us to, take advantage of the webinars on the internet. Tons of stuff on LinkedIn. I leveraged all that stuff over the last year and a half, and everything USO was putting out, every veteran transition service, program on LinkedIn that offered something, I did it. I did it all. So,
wow,
I learned a lot of stuff. I took advantage last year, the first year of the COVID, we were in lockdown. Essentially, we couldn't travel anywhere. We had to stay at home. So for 8 months, from January of 2020 through September, I studied for the PMP exam. That's all I did. And then qualified for that in September of last year. So leveraged the time, took advantage of it.
Awesome. So you kind of beat me to my next question.
Sorry about
it. It's all good. So what education or certifications do you have going on right now?
So I did my PMP last year. I did my MBA a few years ago. Maybe a term that's not familiar with everybody that's reviewing this video is Defense Acquisition University qualifications, life cycle logistics, and production quality manufacturing. Those two also played big in the GS world, if you will, down the road if I'm seeking a role in that. But and then looking forward, I talked to you earlier about the CompTIA qualification, and maybe starting something as simple as Amazon Web Services Cloud Practitioner. Just looking at that right now. because that is provided by the USO transition program and IBM Skillsbuild. There's a courseware on there you can take, and it's free. Teaches the whole course, and then you can, you either Navy Cool will pay for the exam. I'm not sure about that one, but it's only $100 for the exam, so nothing out of pocket. It's not that expensive. So
Right
that's
on.
how I'm start out right now.
Awesome. So in regular terminology, what do you do in the Navy now?
In the Navy now, I'm a CO,
Okay.
commanding officer of a small command, a schoolhouse in Oceana, Virginia Beach, Oceana Air Station. Sorry about that.
Okay.
We teach F-18 curriculum to A school students coming from Pensacola, and we teach Marines on the legacy side, Legacy Hornet Marines that are going to either Males 11, Males 31 on the West Coast. And we also teach some I-level curriculum to support the O-level Hornet squadrons. So we have 3 buildings at Oceana that we're responsible for right now in Virginia Beach.
Wow. Do you want to keep doing that after the military, or what type of job title would you be looking forward to?
So right now I am pursuing, hopefully, with David Schantz, DOD SkillBridge, Alfredo, Torres, Virginia guy rep. We'll hope to get a DOD SkillBridge program started with STIHL next year, because they don't have one.
Okay.
So I talked to David last night during this Veterans Coalition webinar last night. He said, shoot me a DM on LinkedIn. I did. He said, Alfredo should have the checklist, and I'll probably be talking to Alfredo Torres in the next couple of weeks or so to try to get that started.
Wow, that sounds awesome. Right on. So you've been told where to live for the last basically 30 years.
Yes.
Where do you want to go now? Or if you can go anywhere you want. You're a free man.
I could. So my wife and I decided to buy some acreage in Northeast North Carolina, which is about an hour from the Virginia border, Hampton Roads area. We got a beautiful 15 acres on the river down here. So this is our retirement home. My wife's going to spread my ashes on the river sometime down the road. This is where we're here to stay. So I'm looking at Hampton Roads area, Elizabeth City, North Carolina, in this general area. So for a role for my second career start.
Awesome. That sounds really fun, actually.
It is a lot of fishing down here.
There you go. Awesome. Right on. So how long have we known each other on LinkedIn, or do you remember how we connected or met?
So I saw you on LinkedIn with your post probably about a year ago or so. I have a coworker, Kevin McCartney, who has a deep interest in Lockheed Martin. I think he met with you a couple months ago, and you and Kevin kind of hit it off and talked a lot, and you showed him all the LinkedIn in and outs of searching, networking, and he was really happy with that. I think he's got over 1,000 contacts in Lockheed Martin right now, last time I talked to him. So it's working out for his benefit for sure.
Wow.
He's going to go down to Greenville, South Carolina, where Lockheed Martin is heavily invested in. And that's where he's going to seek his, his second career. So he appreciates everything you've done, and I appreciate everything you've done for him too. So it's been a great relationship.
Awesome. Right on. So you mentioned a little earlier about SkillBridge. When are you eligible for the SkillBridge, and what's the name of this company again? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Okay, so I would hope I would be eligible for SkillBridge in May of 2022, based off of my retirement date would be beyond that, because I'm a CO. It's a little bit different, than being an E9 or below. We have to do a change of command, and then I will do, then go on terminal. It would be essentially I'd be on terminal leave to do the SkillBridge, if they would accept me at that point, But that's what I would have to work that out with the company STIHL, STIHL. They make all the nice, cool lawn garden tools, right? That you like, with the bright orange stuff on there.
Nice.
They got a huge hub in Virginia Beach, production manufacturing, the whole 9 yards in Virginia Beach, Virginia. So they're heavily vested in there, in that area.
Okay. Awesome. Right on. So you've been on LinkedIn for a little while now. What type of resources, people, organizations, webinars? You talked a little bit about it earlier, but what's all really helped you get to where you are right now? Because you got a lot of stuff going on right now.
I do. So LinkedIn, in my eyes, LinkedIn has probably been the best source for veteran transition. Tons of organizations are posting on it, right? So I sat through last year a USO brief. So USO Pathfinder is number one. You sign up with them. You do it. You can just, it's as easy as doing a Google search. You sign up, and a counselor will call you in probably no less than 72 hours.
Wow.
That's exactly what happened for me. My local counselor is Katie Bush in Norfolk. She's awesome. USO Pathfinder has an app. They give you an exact checklist, which you got to do your milestones. And as you complete those, you sign them off in the app, and then your counselor can monitor what you're doing as far as your progression. And the biggest thing is there's free education on there. Coursera just joined the group with some Google certs. Udemy just joined the group with some certs also. IBM Skillsbuild is the big one, offering a lot of, if you want to cross over to another field. They posted tons of stuff on IBM Skillsbuild. The biggest benefit of that is you exactly know who your VSO is going to be for your veterans benefits.
Wow, that sounds nice.
Then they tell you how to set up your VA benefits account. All that information's in there. I've already done that. How you're going to figure out what's your plan for life insurance, right? You're going to do the survivor benefit plan, or are you going to do some other plan out? I've already got that done. So I went with term life insurance, a 30-year ladder policy, cheaper than SBP by far at my retirement pay grade, next year. So we're putting back in our pocket $300 a month instead of choosing the SBP. So that was
nice.
So that was a good learning curve there. So
wow.
So USO has been good. Kenneth Miller, he posts a lot of stuff on LinkedIn for the area. He posts the weekly, the monthly stuff, what's going on in the Hampton Roads area. I also, back in April, I finished a 4-block cohort with Charlotte, North Carolina. Roger Roley he's the overall conductor, I guess I'll say. And then a few of his colleagues is Paul Bill. He's actually back up by my hometown in upstate New York, which was funny. We found that out. Kelley Fluharty is another one that was a facilitator during that 8 weeks. And then Lisa Stern. And they take you from elevator pitch, telling your story. They bring in industry partners, Wells Fargo, Lowe's, Uber. Uber was awesome on there. Price Waterhouse Cooper, I think I already said that, but there's one special lady on there. Her name is Trisha Hernandez. She really helped me out with my resume. So she was a dynamic person and assisted me what I needed as far as my resume feedback. So but FourBlock's awesome. That whole organization is awesome. I recommend anybody if you qualify for the program, I think I have like an associate's degree a little bit or some college education just a little bit, but look into it. You won't regret it because they got an expansive network that, not just LinkedIn network, but they put on tons of virtual job fairs, hiring events, special webinars, for alumni. So you won't regret getting engaged with that organization. And then from there, let's see, there's a local place here in Norfolk, Virginia. It's called Blue Water Advisors. Mike Wallace, he's a retired Navy captain. He started this called Career Progression. I did that last month. It's only a day, but you learn a lot of stuff in 8 hours. And given this is in Norfolk, Virginia, keep in mind, you got Navy 06s traveling from Fallon, Nevada, Whidbey Island to attend his course, and overseas locations now requesting his team to travel over there for what they're offering.
Wow.
Again, it's their network. It's it's their network that they're offering. There is a cost of that class. It's only $200. But $200 is small in the scheme of things of, earning potential down the road after you retire. So I thought that was cool. So what am I doing now? I'm still just going through the checklist the USO provided me. And then, like we talked about earlier, seeking a couple, maybe, certs over summer into the fall for going into next year.
Wow. So I've heard a lot of people talk about the USO Pathfinder, but I didn't really ask a lot of questions because I had already transitioned. I never heard of it during my transition. But that sounds really awesome. And I wish I would have known more about it or known that it was around and had people around me talk about it. So I knew about it. That sounds like some amazing resources they do for you.
I'm not really sure what the, like when they transitioned maybe from like in-house USO to USO Pathfinder, I'm not sure when that timeline was, but it's a great program. I tell all my people that are retiring out of my command about it. They don't even know about it. Especially during the COVID pandemic, they like, what are you talking about? And so you better register, dude or gal, and to register and figure it out, because they tell you everything you need to know. So it is a great program.
Awesome. So you told me about your education. You told me about certifications you've been able to achieve. What would you consider as your top one achievement, or maybe one of the failures that may have turned into an achievement for yourself?
So my top achievement as a Navy active duty member, and my daughters, they're awesome, all three. They're all doing their own thing. I know my wife was a big part of that. I'm not saying I'm not bragging 9 deployments, but she held down the fort for 9 deployments. She raised them. They're all good. They went to college, they graduated, they all got good jobs, even through the COVID pandemic. So they're all doing great things.
Wow.
Like where I failed probably recently was I had a Marine Chief Warrant Officer 3 last year that was starting his retirement process last year with the pandemic starting, again, pandemic stuff. And he was still, putting it to the grind every day at work. I got to get this done. I said, hey, look at Kevin, you got to go get your retirement stuff done. You got to go, and he fell way behind. And I feel like some of that's my responsibility. I didn't push him enough. So yeah, there's obstacles in the way, but there's other ways to get around that. Maybe the VA benefit thing's a little bit behind, but there's other stuff you can get done in term to get, to make sure when you're separating here last year in the fall, that you were good to go. And I take some of that blame myself as his CO. So that's why I'm so into this whole making sure everybody transitions properly. They know what's available to them as far as resources, and you're successful until I retire next year. Like I talked about you earlier. So Kevin McCartney's retiring the same time I am next year. So
Okay.
we're kind of like within 2 months of each other.
Okay.
He didn't even know about LinkedIn.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. So, I just, and I have a few chiefs, retiring this year, a couple first classes. So we're making sure they're tracking nicely. We had a DoD SkillBridge brief at the command last month. Fleet Family Services came over from Oceana, did a brief for the command last month. So that was highly, a lot of people loved it. So it was really good.
That's awesome. I'm really, just personally myself, I'm really excited to hear that you, with the position that you're in, you're actively pushing the word SkillBridge. I'm beyond excited with that. That's phenomenal.
It's a great program. I'll go back. So that out of that Blue Water Advisors career progression I went to last month, there was a pilot in there. His name was Max Sherman. So he got a aviator position through SkillBridge flying airplanes.
Wow.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And he's a big advocate of it. And he's on LinkedIn, Max Sherman. He's on there. So if anyone's looking to connect with him out there, he'll be glad to offer any advice as an advocate for SkillBridge.
That's really awesome. I didn't have a chance to work with you. I really wish I did, because my last duty station, I didn't have the same support network and the same a lot of things you mentioned. I was able to just SkillBridge. That was about it for support. After that, it was not quite the greatest.
Right.
And yeah, so that's probably.
There was a thing on LinkedIn, I think, a couple weeks ago, like you do your service for whatever, 20, 30 years, Navy, Marines, Army, whatever, and you're done. That's it. No one worries about you after that, right?
Every time.
You own it. You got to take care of it, and you got to do what we all own our own destiny.
Right. Awesome. So I got one or two more questions left for you. So your career search going on, is there any struggles or stress you have going on right now, trying to look for your next career, or you already know, like, I'm going to do this job role right here at this job level right here, I qualify for this? I got lines of companies looking for me.
So I'll be honest with you. So off my current LinkedIn profile, I've had like 6 interview offers so far. Not that my profile is any good. It's always progress and work, right? Most of it's based on my aviation background. So, of course, I didn't ever put in my profile when I was available yet. So I just kind of kept that off there right now to see if I would even get any hits at all. And I have. So, I just want, my struggles. The hardest thing for me has been, and you hear a lot of LinkedIn experts. All right, you see them. Okay, converting the roles that we filled in the military over to civilian roles, right? That's hard. Okay. Of course, you can Google anything. So there's an opinion on, okay, if you're a chief petty officer in charge, what does that equate to over in the civilian role? And there's 10 different things. Okay, which one's the right one? And that's the hardest part, right? I've had 10 people look at my resume to date, 10 different opinions. That's what everybody's got to understand, right? Currently, right now, I'm working with ACP, American Corporate Partners. I got a mentor. He's with Whirlpool. And he's like, "Oh, your resume is great, Tony. I'm going to pass this around the company and get some feedback." Thank you. Much appreciated. Last week, I sat through Google VetNets, and I had a resume reviewer from Google look at my resume. And she's like, "You need to do this, 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 and this." I'm like, "Okay, thank you." So it just depends on who's looking at it. And that is the tough part. Finding a role, I don't think that's going to be a tough part. I think it just depends on where you want to enter the corporate ladder, right? Are you humble enough to start down here? Or do you want to be up here? Yeah, it just depends. How much money you got to make. If Tony Barber wants to make $160,000 a year next year, I'm going to work 160,000 hours. I'm going to work that many hours, right? It just depends what your level of comfort is for you and your family. I could probably go to Lowe's and be a cashier next year and be comfortable, I think, but I'm just speculating right now. It just depends what your goals are, everybody's different. So
this is true. Right on. So we're going to come up on that 25-minute mark that I like to call out in all the videos, just so we don't talk for 45 minutes. I know we can. I know our Veterati call went on for, I think, up until like 10 seconds left in that 1 hour call. We were just talking about things back and forth. So
I think we went over on our call.
We probably, I don't remember if I called you back, but it's probably something like that. So yeah. Awesome. Do you have any questions for me?
So Tom, I appreciate what you're doing for everybody on LinkedIn, doing these videos, 30 vets in 30 days. So I'm number 27 today. You told me as we started this discussion today. So what's after this for you? What are you going? What's next on the horizon?
I was thinking about this a couple of weeks ago, actually. How could I follow up from an idea like this, right? And I think I get a lot of ideas come to my head, and some of them are probably pretty crazy, I think. But so I would like to almost have I'm not going to use the word interview. I like to have a discussion with military recruiters that are from Lockheed, Mantech, SAIC, Boeing, Northrop, all the military recruiters that we all see on LinkedIn. They're posting, they're advertising. I think a lot of them have a lot of really great knowledge and information to share, but they can only talk to so many people in one day. And they have lives too. They have to answer work emails. They have work Skype things that pop up all the time. And they have to try to talk to people and satisfy hiring managers all the time. So when I was doing my job search initially, I felt like I got a lot of really great content and advice from recruiters that are talking to me. Say, hey, look, you're looking for this. Hey, look, you usually like to look for people with this. Or are you willing to go here? Or are you open to right here? Or I think I had one recruiter said they talked to me for like 2 hours. Wow. I'm thinking, and I told you, look, I'm not really interested in this position. Then sure, she didn't give me an offer, whatever, right? But she still sat there and talked to me for like 2 hours. Just give me advice, information, or talking about a whole bunch of stuff. I'm like, wow, you're a really nice person. That is awesome. I took away loads of advice during that conversation. So, yeah, I like to sit down and talk with a whole bunch of military recruiters, see what their advice is. Well, how do they want to be approached on LinkedIn? How do they want people to come to them? Do they want people to, hey, by the way, hey, this is who I am, little info about me. Here's my resume. I'm looking for jobs in this area. Do they want people to tell them specific roles that they want? What turns them off? Obviously, not everybody's the same, but I'm sure some things that people do probably turn them off. Like, man, really? Who does this person think he is? He's coming to me asking me for help.
Yeah.
So almost like put myself in the other person's shoes. And as if I was looking for a job, what would I want to know from a recruiter on how the company does things? So things like that. I want to be able to ask questions like that and have this information available for the transitioning military or for anybody else who's looking for a job for that matter. I think it's important to understand how a person looks at things because you got to build a relationship with a recruiter before you can expect that person to do things for you, in my mind. You can't just come in and say, look, you know who I am? Here's my resume. Make it happen. They don't care. Or to me, I wouldn't care if someone did that. So that's my idea that I'd like to try to do next.
That's awesome. Yeah, that cold call to recruiter is hard. Are you pushing them away, or are you drawing them in? So that's key. That would be beneficial to all of us, I think.
In fact, I think it'll be maybe 6 months from now. You probably have like 4 or 5 videos to watch, so you can pull in some advice or tips or whatever from those videos as well.
Right. Yeah, and another, the webinars are still happening. You got ACP putting them on, Hire Our Heroes. There's recruiters on there. I think those that are actively pursuing, their transition, they can get on there and, ask questions to those recruiters. What's the best way to contact you? What's the best way to reach out to you? What do you want to see in a DM and on LinkedIn? Not to offend you in any, just got to ask, I think.
I think so.
But of
Yeah.
course, yeah, they're busy, and they can't answer everybody in in even a week. So
Yeah.
you have to be patient, I think.
Awesome.
Reaching out to recruiters.
So one last final question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Between now and let's say a year from now, what can I do to help you, if anything, with your transition?
Well, doing this today is a big help. Not just for myself, but for all the active duty veterans they've done so far. I think for myself, I own my transition. I own it. It's not for tomzacher to help me out. I mean, tomzacher's got his contacts on LinkedIn. Tomzacher knows a lot of people that I don't know. Tomzacher works at Lockheed Martin, maybe a Lockheed Martin, insider up in the Hampton Roads area might be beneficial down the road. But for now, I own it, and this connection that we've made today and through LinkedIn has been a big benefit to me, and I think there are several other people that are doing the same thing.
Awesome. Right on. Well, hey, Tony, much appreciated talking with you today. I know you got a lot of things going on. You have a busy week, a busy weekend probably coming up. And I appreciate having time to be able to talk to me today.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Thanks for your time on a Friday night. I'm sure you want to be doing something else, but thanks for.
It's rainy outside, or else I'll be out on my red tech. So.
Thanks.
All right, Tony. You have a good one.
You too.
Bye.